देऊन त्यांनी मिस टॅमी यांचं स्वागत करावं. उपसर्वाधिकारी आदरणीय गमे गुरुजींना मी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी कॅलिडा जोन्स यांचं स्वागत करावं. मिस कॅलिडा जोन्स, आय रिक्वेस्ट यू टू प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड अँड रिसीव्ह दी ऑनर. मिस आदरणीय काळे महाराजांना विनंती आहे त्यांनी मिस कॅलिडा यांचं सुद्धा स्वागत करावं. गमे गुरुजी, आय रिक्वेस्ट मेलिसा डी व्हाइट टू प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड. मिस मेलिसा,
सबके लिए खुला है मंदिर है हमारा.
बोथे बाबाजींना मी अशी विनंती करतो, बोथे गुरुजींना मी अशी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी पुष्पगुच्छ व महाराजांचं साहित्य देऊन रे बॅक्स्टर यांचं स्वागत करावं.
देशी विदेशियों को मंदिर है हमारा.
रे बॅक्स्टर टू प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड. आदरणीय गुरुजींना विनंती करतो.
आवो कोई भी पंथी, आवो कोई भी धर्मी.
आपल्या संस्थेचे सरचिटणीस आदरणीय जनार्दन पंतजी बोथे गुरुजी यांना मी अशी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी रे बॅक्स्टर यांचं पुष्पगुच्छ आणि महाराजांचं साहित्य देऊन स्वागत करावं. Then I request Melissa to please come forward. Melissa.
सद्भाविको, आज जी महाराजांची महासमाधी सजवली आहे ना, ते श्रद्धा आणि सुमनांनी विलहरी सरांनी सजवलेली आहे. संपूर्ण समाधी, संपूर्ण आश्रमाला पुष्प सजावट विलहरी सरांनी केलेली आहे.
आदरणीय बोथे गुरुजींना पुन्हा विनंती करतो की त्यांनी मिस मेलिसिया सर मिस मेलिसिया प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड. यानंतर संस्थेचे प्रचार प्रमुख आदरणीय पाटील गुरुजी यांना मी अशी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी मिस मेलिसिया यांचं पुष्पगुच्छ व साहित्य देऊन स्वागत करावं. आदरणीय पाटील गुरुजी. Then I request Kelida Jones to please come forward. Kelida Jones, please come forward. Can I have Mr. Abram to please come forward? Mr. Tor Abram. आदरणीय पाटील गुरुजींना पुन्हा विनंती आहे त्यांनी Then I request Miss Lay Monsani to please come forward. Miss Lay Monsani. आदरणीय पाटील गुरुजींना विनंती आहे पुन्हा त्यांनी पुष्पगुच्छ व महाराजांचं साहित्य देऊन मिस लय यांचं स्वागत करावं. Jain or Luba, I request you to please come forward. Jain and Luba, please come forward. Miss Jain. आदरणीय पाटील गुरुजींना विनंती आहे त्यांनी शेवटचा सत्कार पुष्पगुच्छ आणि रामगीता देऊन करावा. Luba Melani, please come forward. आदरणीय काळे गुरुजींना एक शेवटची विनंती आहे त्यांनी पुष्पगुच्छ देऊन आपल्या संचालक मंडळाच्या अध्यक्षा आदरणीय पुष्पाताई या विल हरीश सर यांचा पुष्पगुच्छ देऊन स्वागत करतील अशी मी त्यांना विनंती करतो.
मित्र हो, मला या ठिकाणी असं सांगावं असं वाटते की आपले सर्व प्रचारक आपल्या भारतात प्रचार करतात आणि आपला एक गुरुदेव मंडळाचा प्रचारक विल हॅरिस विदेशी प्रचारक म्हणून घोषित करण्यास म्हणायला हरकत नाही. गुरुदेव सेवक, विदेशाचे गुरुदेव सेवक, गुरुदेव प्रचारक, विदेशमध्ये संपूर्ण 15 देशात त्यांनी प्रसार केला आहे आणि 15 देशातली मंडळी राष्ट्रसंतांच्या व्यासपीठावर आणलेली आहे. या प्रचारासाठी जोरदार टाळ्यांच्या गजर त्यांचा विल हॅरिसची.
Mr. Brandon, sir, the last, शेवटचा सत्कार. Then I request Mr. Joe to please come forward to begin his speech. Mr. Doe. Mr. Doe, please come forward and have your words. Yes, sir, please.
इधर आओ इसमें जय गुरु बोलो जोर से जय गुरु बोलो जय गुरु
Yes, no. Go on.
Jai Guru. 54 years ago, Rashtrapati Tukdojimaharaj, on his deathbed, made a promise. He asked for us to spread the word of the Gram Gita. We are. 36 years ago, a man had a dream, not as big as his, but a dream nonetheless. He wanted a simple life, a house, a family. So he did. He married, he started a business, and he became wealthy. However, his business, as it flourished, he recognized one thing. He didn't see his customers as people. He saw them as numbers. In the Gram Gita, Tukdojimaharaj says, God is hungry for devotion and never sees caste or art. The man eventually went bankrupt. His business gone. His money vanished. His family abandoned. As it turns out, he thought the wrong thing. He was thinking about taking his own life, and a gun sat in his desk for weeks. And that thought turned into an obsession. How could he have gone so high and so low? As it turns out, his only companion was curiosity. Curiosity is a wonderful thing. Curiosity has helped us harness fire and harness the atom. It has put a man on the moon and food in our refrigerator. Curiosity. But could curiosity heal the human heart? We gather here as one to celebrate the Maharaja's eloquent genius. Humanity is my religion. But do we live it on a daily basis? When we scold our children, do we ask why? When we argue with our spouse, do we do that to be right? Do we look at the rich man and the poor man equally? Curiosity. Almost a year later, the man learned to turn that curiosity away from himself and towards his daughter, about her thoughts and her feelings. It was not important to focus on himself. It took years, but eventually they became friends. Curiosity, as it turns out, can heal the human heart. The man used curiosity to build a new business, to build a new life, to rekindle his relationship with his daughter. And curiosity saved his life. And that man was me. We are one. If curiosity can mend one relationship, it can mend two. If it can mend two, it can mend 2,000. If it can mend 2,000, it can mend 2 million. Are you curious enough about others? Because if you are, you can use curiosity to heal your heart and to make a better world. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Joe.
आदरणीय काळे महाराज आणि गमे गुरुजी व्यासपीठावर बसतील कारण की यांना
I
सन्मान चिन्ह
request
द्यायचं होतं.
Mrs. Luba to please come forward and
सन्मान
have
चिन्ह
her
द्यायचं
words.
आहे
या भाषणांचे भाषांतर स्क्रीनवर मराठीमध्ये दिसत आहेत. नंतर यूट्यूबवर सुद्धा आपण ते पाहू शकता. जे लोक स्क्रीन पुढे आहेत त्यांनी त्याचा आनंद घ्यावा, समजून घ्यावा. येस मॅम, प्लीज.
Jai Guru! I was born in Vilnius, Lithuania. Today, however, I feel Indian. I believe in Maharaja's thoughts. We are one. We all face challenges in life. Some challenges define us. Some try to break us, but all of them teach us valuable lessons. We cannot control what may come our way. However, we can control the choices we make and the actions we take. A few years ago, my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. When we came from the hospital, her extremely sick, and me still having a full-time job, I was faced with a challenge. Have you ever had to sacrifice and prioritize for the sake of your family? My employer and my coworkers chose to be there for me every single day throughout my challenge. They chose to prioritize my child's health. They chose to support me during my worst time. They chose to be kind. They chose to believe that we are one. In business, we often have to be reminded that we are one team. When we create environments where all voices are heard and solutions are created collaboratively, our customers get better products. Every day we may face a challenge, and that's okay. When we face challenge, we grow. We become more resilient. We extract lessons, and we continuously improve. FYAIL, FYAIL. This acronym stands for facing yet another important lesson. When my daughter's cancer treatment has begun, I learned FYAIL. We were in the hospital and there was some noise in the background. I was only focusing on my daughter. My daughter, however, turned to me and said, "Mom, remember the shell I painted earlier while waiting for my chemotherapy? Can I give it to this little girl who is crying? Maybe it will make her day better." We can all be kind to one another. We can support each other and spread that kindness. We need to be kind to one another because we are one. We are one team. We are one. And my daughter is now cancer-free. Jai Guru.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Laura to please come and sing a song. हे गीत ते आहे जे गीत महाराजांनी विश्वधर्म परिषदेमध्ये गायलं, लिहिलं. हरदेश में तू महाराजांनी विदेशात जाऊन गायलं आणि आज एक विदेशी भारतात येऊन त्या गीताला आपल्या पुढे सादर करणार आहे. त्यामुळे महाराजांच्या विचारांचा हा उदो उदो आपल्याला ऐकायचा आहे. मिस
1 2 3 हॅलो
लॉरेन फ्रॉम जर्मनी.
Jai Guru.
कॉडलेटचा आवाज वाढवा.
तेरे नाम अनेक तू एक ही है, तेरी रंग भूमि विश्व परा सब खेल में तू ही तो है. Jai Guru.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was splendid. I request Jennifer to please come forward and have the words. Once again, thank you so much, Laura, ma'am. It was very precious, very nice. Jennifer, please.
Jai Guru. Namaste, India. I'm honored to join you today to celebrate this Maharaja's life. He organized and empowered villages. He loved the arts like music and dance, and he embraced individuality. His path paved the way for devotion to God in human upliftment. Leaders like Maharaj taught us that global healing is adventure to be led by righteous rebels. You and I are righteous rebels. We're going to run into storms. We're going to have things we're unprepared for. You must be willing to know who you are in order to go on your adventure. To be righteous is an act in accord with divine law. The law dictates that you be who you are. The world needs you to be who you are. Rebels don't resist norms because they want to make trouble. They do it because they know their path, like Maharaj did, and they act in spite of. Rebels find joy in their journey. You will find joy in your journey. It's not about how fast you run or how high you jump. It's about your heart. We are righteous rebels. We are one. We are one. Stand your ground, rebels, like Maharaj did, and say, follow me. It won't always be fun, and you may have to travel alone, but it is necessary. If you're a business owner, look for righteous rebels. They'll do you good. They'll bring new energy and creativity to old problems. Are you ready to go on an adventure? It's our turn to stand together as a tribe of righteous rebels to show the world the path to peace, to love, and to unity. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I request Mr. Eric to please have his word now.
Jai Guru! I am so excited to be with you here today. My heart is beating with excitement because I am one with you. I'm honored to be celebrating Rashtra Sant Tukdojimaharaj. He knew that we are one. He knew that together we are strong. Way before we started saying we are one, Tukdojimaharaj understood this. In the Gram Gita, Tukdojimaharaj wrote, our talents are not for us alone, for our own enjoyment. Our talent is for the betterment of the village. We need to work together to make a better village. Because if we are one and we let negativity pull us down, then we are all miserable together. But if we are one and we reject negativity and we embrace positivity, if we pick each other up rather than push each other down, then we are one together. Let's not wait for meaning to come into our lives. We are all very similar. Each of our hearts is beating. Each of us wants positive relationships. Each of us wants to belong and have meaning and purpose. But let's not wait for meaning to come. Let's create meaning. Let's create the exact lives we want to live together. Is this impossible? No. I've written 3 books and spoken many times about exactly how this is possible. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter if you have money or if you have none, no matter if you are free or even in prison, as long as you are conscious, you can choose to be free. You can choose to be happy. Me, I choose to be connected. I choose to love you. I choose to belong with you. So let's go out and be one of those who picks up the struggling brother or sister. Let's go out and be one of those who lives a life with a purpose beyond just ourselves. Let's live a life so our legacy is that we made a difference, like Tukdojimaharaj did. Let's live a life so that our talent is not for us alone, but for the betterment of the village and the world. Jai Guru!
Thank you so much, Eric. Now I request Mr. John Bates to please come forward and have his words. Mr. John Bates.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki. He knew the path of good, the path of wealth, and the path of fulfillment and happiness lies in honoring and empowering women. He was very protective of women, and we owe it to his legacy to protect and honor women. If you agree with me to honor his legacy and protect and empower women, let me hear from you. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki. One reason for us to protect and empower women is because everywhere on earth where women are doing better, everything else is doing better too. Nature does better, villages do better, the economy does better wherever women are doing better. Because we are one. But there is someone who often gets left out when we say we are one. I notice women leave themselves out. As a human being, sometimes you leave yourself out, and there was a time when I left myself out. I was dying physically. My business was dying financially, and I thought I had no value. When you start feeling like you're not good enough, when you feel alone, I want you to remember you are not alone. When you feel you are not good enough, live as the person that the people who love you think you are. Who are the people who smile when you're around and only want the very best for you? Their love expresses the power of we are one. Who you are is not who you think you are. Who you are is who they, the people who really love you, think you are. So, live as the person that the people who love you think you are. And as Maharaj asked of us, see the greatness in those around you, even if they don't see it themselves yet. And remember, we are one includes women. We are one includes men. We are one includes you. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Now I request Miss Melissa DeWhite to please come forward. समोरच्या सर्व गुरुदेव भक्तांना विनंती आपण कृपया खाली बसा जेणेकरून या सगळ्या कार्यक्रमाचा व्हिडिओ सुद्धा लाईव्ह प्रेक्षकांना चांगल्याने पाहता येईल. आपण समजदार आहात. आपल्याला विनंती आहे कृपया खाली बसा. मावशी येस मा प्लीज.
Jai Guru. There are 3 voices we must activate to create change. The voice of courage to speak up. The voice of community to speak out. And the voice of self to speak in. Your voice is your identity. What voice do you have here in your village and community? I am a student of your joint family structure here in India. I am here to learn and apply this concept in my community. I too was raised by my joint family. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, cousin sister, cousin brother. We are taught to have a voice and build a legacy. Your voice in your family is the voice of the village because we are one. Second, the voice of the community is to speak out. We can use our voice to impact change here in your community. Maharaj displayed this when he joined with Gandhiji and gave power to the village to stand against all oppression, to speak out against violence against women, for the advancement of education, and to give a voice to the youth. We cannot just right our wrongs without speaking the full truth to change. This is the model you create for our families, our corporations, and communities, because we are one. And then there's your voice to speak to yourself. What do you say to you? If the words you said showed on your skin, what would it say? Would it be kind? Would it speak well of you? Do you speak of your community or your own interests? Even if opposition comes against you, we cannot make a global change around the world without these three voices inside of you, because we are one. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Miss Melissa. Now I request Mr. Mike Mintz to please come forward and share his views. You are absolutely spot on, Miss Melissa. Thank you. Yes, sir, please.
My brothers, Jai Guru. My sisters, Jai Guru. My friends, Jai Guru. I stand here in awe of the heritage that exists in this great place. A heritage of caring about others as much as you care about yourself. You understand that the greatest devotion to God is the upliftment of human beings across the world in which we live. People today are less focused on helping others and more on helping themselves. I wish they understood the traditions of Tukdojimaharaj. I wish they understood what you know. And this is why I love this ashram here, because here we are one. We are one when we work together to make change. Change that requires us to have vision for people. We are one when it's just as purposeful to help others as it is to help yourselves. We are one when God's power is perfected in us and the wisdom of the Gram Gita is lived out in our lives by helping the people around us become prosperous. This is divine knowledge of the Maharaj. And it will always be right to help those around you and lift them up. Your talent does not belong to you alone. It is meant for the enjoyment and the fulfillment of others. Creating change and success in people's lives is how you share that talent, how you develop your village, how we change our world, and in doing so, we are one. God is not found in our temples only, in our churches only, in our mosque only. He is everywhere. Humanity is our religion. You understand this more than anyone, that true success is changing the world in which you live, starting with the world closest to you, and then reaching out to the global village, to the rest of the world. When we are one, we are capable of changing the lives of others. When we are one, we are capable of changing the world in which you live. When we are one, we're capable of becoming our best selves. We are capable of changing the world because we are one. We are one. Jai Guru!
Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. I request Mr. Tor Abrams to please come forward.
1 minute. ते काय म्हणाले ते सांगते. मी भारतातल्या सगळ्या मंदिरांमध्ये गेलो, पण मला आम्ही सगळे एक आहोत हे दिसलं नाही. फक्त राष्ट्रसंत तुकडोजी महाराजांच्या दरबारात मला हे दिसलं की इथे कुठे जात पात धर्म पंथ पक्ष नाही, आम्ही सगळे वी आर वन. बघा केवढा मोठा विचार त्यांनी आपल्या पुढे ठेवलाय आणि या विचाराकरता मी तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन करायला पाहिजे. जय गुरु.
Thank you, Tai. I request Mr. Tor Abrams to please come forward now.
Jai Guru! I love India. Tukdoji Maharaj believed that human upliftment was the greatest devotion someone can make to God. I have learned that you cannot uplift someone else until you uplift yourself. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with social anxiety. Now I teach people about mental fitness, and I am on stage in front of 500,000 Indian people. One of the key components of being mentally fit is being able to push your mind to do things that other people just can't do. And one of the things I see people struggle to do the most in life is lift somebody else up if they themselves feel down. It's easy to lift someone up if you feel good, but let's imagine you have a terrible day. You come home from work, it's raining, you've got bills to pay, and now you get into an argument with your partner. Now not only do you have to lift yourself up, you have to lift them up too. Because human upliftment is your duty. Tukdoji Maharaj was in prison for 100 days. 100 days. When he was released, he could have complained. He could have been angry. Instead, he acknowledged that we are one. So he spent his time uplifting himself and others and wrote the Gram Gita. Tukdoji Maharaj was a human, just like all of us here. So my mental fitness challenge to every single person here, the next time you feel down, take a moment to lift someone else up and watch how that makes you feel. And remember, this is the greatest devotion you can make, because we are one. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tor. Now, Maya Lisa, I request Miss Maya to please come forward.
1 minute. ते काय म्हणाले? तुकडोजी महाराज माणुसकीचा माणूस आहे आणि त्यांच्या माणुसकीमुळे तुम्ही सगळे त्यांच्या जवळ आलेले आहात. बघा, आपल्यातली माणुसकी बाहेरचा माणूस शोधून काढतो, पण आपल्याला दिसत नाही. तुझा आहे तुझं पाशी, पण तू का भुललास हे एक्सप्लेन केलंय. थँक्यू. थँक्यू. You are such a young boy and you explained it very nicely. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Tayo. Now, I request Miss Maya to please proceed.
Jai Guru! Brothers and sisters, I love you! In the Gram Gita, Tukdoji Maharaj said, I shall always keep the importance of time and the value of words spoken. At the beginning of COVID-19, my husband died. Suddenly, like never before, it hit me that time is one thing we will never get back. We cannot get more of it. He had so many ideas, but his ideas died with him. You, brothers and sisters, have important knowledge and experience to share. Do not wait to share it. Write your book. Give your talk. Now is the time to share with others because we are one. What have you always wanted to say? What have you always wanted to do? What have you always wanted to create? Instead of finding reasons why not to create it, find reasons to do it. Ask yourself this question: what if I can do it? Do what you have dreamed of doing. You might not have a lot of money, you might not have a lot of resources, but you also don't have a lot of time. None of us knows how much time we have, but we do know that we have ideas we want to leave behind. Ideas we want to leave behind to help the people in this world, because we are one. After my client spoke on a TEDx stage, she died 13 months later. Her words live on. You are just one talk away from your dream. Tukdojimaharaj wrote his ideas in the Gram Gita. His words live on. You are just one book away from your dream. Share your words today because time is not promised. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maya.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Now I request Mr. Laura to please sing the song once again and have her words with us.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. What are your dreams? If you were looking to find your voice, what does that mean? Before, Melissa was speaking about the 3 voices that we have, and in the Gram Gita, Maharaj wrote that the act of speaking is an art unto itself. He wrote that some people have a very sweet tongue, while others have a voice that roars like a tiger. He teaches us, though, that no matter how your voice is, every voice matters. The voice of the farmer, the voice of the businessman, the voice of the teacher, and the voice of the caretaker. Every man, woman, and child, their voice matters. He also teaches us that the words we say and the songs we sing should have a deep, substantial meaning. Otherwise, they will fall on deaf ears. With technology today, as we look around the room, with technology today, there is a lot of noise, and it's hard to find your voice and speak your truth above this noise. Even business leaders and politicians are afraid to speak their truth as well, because they believe they may be ignored or worse, rejected. They don't allow their voice to shine through. We have all forgotten what it means to connect to a greater good and speak with a depth and in a way that leads to unity. We have forgotten how to speak in a way that recognizes we are one. And even if you believe that you have no message to share or that no one wants to hear you, your voice, yes, your voice matters. And we need you, each of you, to share your thoughts, your ideas, your hopes, your dreams, so that we may grow through your sharing. And if you speak from the divine within you, if you speak from the divine within you, your voice can heal. Your voice can inspire. Your voice can move others to action, and your voice can be an instrument of love and kindness. And if we all of us, find that sacred voice within us and lift our voices to be heard, we will tap into the collective wisdom that moves us forward to a greater world. A collective wisdom that shows we are one. Jai Guru.
थँक्यू सो मच. उपस्थित सर्व गुरुदेव भक्तांना मला सांगायचं आहे, पुढच्या भाषणानंतर व्हायोलिनवर महाराजांची तनमन धन ही राष्ट्रवंदना आपल्याला ऐकायला मिळेल. त्यामुळे हे भाषण आधी ऐकून घेऊया. आय रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर पीटर डिकिन्सन टू प्लीज. बिफोर पीटर स्टार्ट्स, गुरुदेव भक्तांना विनंती आहे, आपल्याच गुरुकुंजातील विवेक भरत मलवार हा 5.5 वर्षाचा मुलगा गेला 1 तासापासून सापडत नाही आहे. जेही मुलं त्याच्या शाळेत शिकलेले किंवा सोबत ओळखणारे त्याला ओळखत असतील, जिथं कुठं तो दिसत असेल त्याच्या घरी किंवा आईवडिलाकडे त्याला पोचवायची कृपा करा. विवेक भरत मलवार, बंगाली कपडे घातलेले आहेत त्याने, 5.5 वर्षाचा मुलगा. नाउ आय रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर पीटर टू प्लीज प्रोसीड.
Jai Guru. I love Tukdojimaharaj. Why do I love Maharaj? Because he had a passion for lifting the lives of ordinary people. He wanted people in the villages to be well educated and prosperous. We believe that this idea should be adapted across the world because we are one. Why does the Maharaja's message resonate with me? Because I was raised in a poor environment. Like Maharaj, my education was cut short. Leaving school early with no qualifications. By age 18, I ended up involved in drug and alcohol abuse and in prison. When I was a teenager, I used to be diving for dear life, and now I want to be diving for pearls. We need to show our teenagers how to create wealth for themselves and their community. Through teaching them new entrepreneurial skills, we can break them out of poverty. We can do this because we are one. Our teenagers need our help. We need to inspire them to follow their dreams because after all, their dreams are our dreams because we are one. In the Gram Gita, Maharaj said, mother becomes happy when her children are hardworking, industrious, and self-dependent. We believe this. We believe because we are one. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Now I request Ms. Khalida to please come and play a beautiful Rashtra composed by Rashtrasant Tukdoji Maharaj. सर्व गुरुदेव भक्तांना विनंती आहे, आपण त्यांनी वाजवण्या अगोदरच कृपया शांत व्हा, जेणेकरून आपण आधी 1 मिनिट त्यांचं स्पीच ऐकून घेऊया आणि लगेच त्या तनमन धन ही राष्ट्रवंदना वाजवतील. I request Ms. Khalida to please proceed.
My brothers and sisters, Jai Guru. Swami Vivekananda believed India's unity transcends race and language. Unity is seen as cultural and spiritual. Community equals unity. The more unity, love, and fellowship, the more communities can prosper as one. We are one. Spending my days fighting for and building musical communities filled with children all over the world has been God's greatest gift to me. I get to activate the potential of hundreds of thousands of children across the globe. Supporting communities who want to help their children thrive is the goal with my business. Our children carry the answers to most of our problems. We must build paths for them to lead us. We must step back and make space in our hearts to listen. Then we can collectively take action together as one. We are one.
A famous musician announced before a concert she would play one of the world's most expensive violins. Her first selection was beautifully and flawlessly played. The audience applauded loudly. The violinist bowed and then smashed the instrument over her knee into pieces. Silence from the crowd as they watched in horror. "No worries," the woman said. "This was only a cheap duplicate." Then the violinist pulled out the expensive violin and played the same song. Masterfully played, the audience could not tell the difference between the music from the expensive violin and the cheap duplicate. It's not the instrument that mattered, it's the person playing it. Your confidence will soar when your character is humble and kind. We must move in kindness. We must always carry love. There are so many people searching for hope, love, visibility. When we see suffering, we must boldly step forward together. We are one.
Tukdojimaharaj ki! We are.
Hello.
You got this.
Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request Mr. Brandon to please come forward and have his words. It was really beautiful, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Brandon, please come forward. Come.
Jai Guru! The Gram Gita, written by our beloved Maharaji, references the word listen 250 times. Our brother understood the importance of listening, but how do we listen? My name is Brandon Marcel Goslin. I am from Burlington, Oklahoma, USA. I am an international leadership and business speaker, best-selling published author, and thought leader in building high-performing, effective teams. Today we are here because we believe in unity. But how can we be united if we believe differently, act differently, come from different parts of the country or different parts of the world? 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, and 1 day ago, my beautiful wife and I got married. Instead of a traditional Brahma marriage, we had a Gandharva marriage. We found many reasons to disagree before we found 3 powerful ways for unity: empathy, respect, trust. Through listening, we are able to bring unity. For listening brings us together. It allows us to understand. The foundation for this unity is that listening. If listening can bring unity in marriage, listening can bring unity in business, politics, and anywhere where unity seems to be improbable. Now I know you listen to someone you love, but when was the last time you listened to someone you don't love or you don't even like? God calls us to listen and to understand. God calls us for unity and to hear our brothers and our sisters. Gandhiji says, God speaks to us every day. We simply do not know how to listen. My brothers and my sisters, may we always aspire for listening. May we always aspire for unity. May we always aspire to understand. And may we always aspire unity through understanding. My name is Guru B. You are my family. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brandon. Now I request Ms. Tammy to please come and share the view.
Jai Guru! Hello, sisters and brothers! We are here today in remembrance of the life of Maharaj. His life story is one of resilience. His achievements in building the ashram, having an orphanage, and creating an environment. Gram Gita, most of it written under a tree not too far from here. The Gram Gita is still having a ripple effect of love today. Resilience describes mental toughness that drives us to find more reasons to win than excuses to lose. If we were asked, what do we need most if we have to climb a mountain? You might say, a good pair of shoes, some strong equipment. But if somebody asks you, what do you need to climb a mountain? The answer is, you need a mountain. Without a mountain, the task is impossible. When we face the mountains in our lives, let us be like Sir Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay, who first climbed Mount Everest. They said to the mountain, you are a mountain and you cannot grow. I am a human and I can grow. That is resilience. Resilience is the ability to spring back into shape. There were times in my past where the pressure of my mountain seemed unbearable, but during our toughest moments, we learn of the strength of the human spirit and the resilience of your own soul. You see, we are all connected, but we can't be one with the world until you're one with yourself. I'm cutting it short. Resilience understands that we can have unity in diversity and in divine brotherhoods and sisterhoods because we're all from the same hood. We are one. Whether in your workplace or your world, imagine the power that would be unleashed if we chose resilience. Relentless resilience will get you to the top of the highest mountain. Maharaj faced down incredible challenges, bringing hope and inspiration to generations of people. That is the power of the ripple effect. Now it's our turn to come together as one and have the same impact on the world. Jai Guru!
साता समुद्रा पारवरून आलेल्या सगळ्या कार्यकर्त्यांचे एका मिनिटाचे 2 शेवटचे भाषण आपल्याला ऐकून घ्यायचे आहेत. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट मिस नायजेल टू प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड.
Love, 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 love. Maharaj was all about love. Even in the face of there being no love, we can show love because we are one.
Mr. Elijah, please, for a minute.
Jai Guru! Life is full of challenges and hurdles, and we've got to be prepared and have the skills so we can bounce back in life. You know, when I was younger, I had a lot of traumas and things go wrong in my life, and it almost destroyed me. But I acquired the skills and I bounced back. Having bounced back, I realized there was more. There was much, much more. But that required a new environment, new skills. And so I acquired those skills and I bounced back. But there's more. I now know to be truly fulfilled, you need to bounce up. And to achieve that requires the village and a cooperative agreement amongst us all. That's not something we can do alone. Understand this, the challenge of life is to grow, is to improve, and to love dearly. All that becomes possible when we are one. We are one. Jai Guru!
Thank you, sir. I request Miss Melanie to please come forward now. For a minute, Miss Melanie, please.
Jai Guru! I love India, my sisters and brothers. There are two very important days in your life. Number one, the day you were born. And number two, when you discover why you were born. Tukdojimaharaj said in the Gram Gita, everyone is striving hard, and we as villagers must work hard together to strive for better. We now live in a global village where the efforts that Maharaj discussed became seeds to create defining moments for all of us here today. These defining moments can happen for customers. These defining moments can happen in a business. These defining moments can happen in a relationship. It can happen when a stranger reaches out and gives kindness to another. We need more purposeful, defining moments where we can learn from love and not from pain. When you strive to reach for a dream, you honor the people that you love. What is your defining moment? When you share your own story with everyone, then we are one. We are one. Jai Guru.
Thank you, Norma. Mr. Ray, please come. Let him come. For a minute.
You got it, no worries. You got it. Jai Guru! People do not buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The why of any great leader is about challenging the status quo, about leadership. The way to challenge the status quo is to stand firm about a belief, about a system, about leadership. There was a national hero of India, a man so important to the very fabric of this country, who believed as I do about change. He was told he could not sit at lunch counters because of the color of his skin. He was not recognized for the content of his character. He became a reformer,
a leader and someone so revered both in India and the world, that he would give his very life to change the culture of his beloved India. His goodness was in the active participation of changing lives for the better, and was the moral in which he lived his life for love and unity as his destination. During an address in 1949, he said, "Democracy cannot last until there is a way which recognizes liberty and equality." Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is that beloved and revered Indian hero of whom I speak. Ambedkar, like America's Dr. Martin Luther King, my personal hero, was broad-minded, was selfless, and always putting others ahead of himself. Ambedkar made sure that India's constitution gave equal rights for all, from the very poor to the very rich, for men and for women alike, regardless of class, regardless of religion, because he knew we are one. We are one. We are one. Jai Guru.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, Miss Lei, I want you to please come forward and speak for a minute. Miss Leah.
Jai Guru, my brothers and sisters, I am so in love with India. Remember when we lived in the joy of our imaginations, where everything and anything was possible? When we embraced our laughter and followed our delights? When we created just because we were called to create? The way the Maharaj was called to create hundreds of songs and poems that we still enjoy to this very day, and for many more days to come. Step into the mic. When's the last time that you felt the pull of creativity? When's the last time you allowed yourself to be pulled? Jai Guru.
आता ज्यांच्या भाषणाची वाट आपण पाहत आहोत अशा मिस्टर विल सर यांच्या भाषणाला आपण ऐकत आहोत. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर विल हॅरी सर टू प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड अँड हॅव द वर्ड्स विथ अस.
Come on, brother. You ready? Yes. Tukdojimaharaj ki. Rashtrasat Tukdojimaharaj said, "Humanity is my religion." What is a humanitarian?
राष्ट्रसंत तुकडोजी महाराज नेहमीच म्हणायचे की मानवता हाच माझा धर्म आहे. आणि ती मानवता म्हणजे काय?
A humanitarian is someone who focuses on helping everyone.
आणि मानवता ती अशी गोष्ट आहे जी प्रत्येकांना मदतीचा भाव घेऊन कधीही लोकांप्रती भाव दाखवते.
They don't focus on just one human, on one family, on one caste, on one religion, but that one human focuses on all within humanity because they understand we are one.
ते फक्त एक माणूस, एक कुटुंब, एक जात, एक धर्म यावर लक्ष केंद्रित करत नाही, तर ते सगळं मानवतेमधील सगळ्या भावांवरती, प्रेमावरती, संदेशावरती, सगळ्या गोष्टींवरती विश्वास ठेवतात आणि तीच खरी माणुसकी आहे.
Maharaj's life was meant to promote this idea, and that is how we should live. Live as if we are one.
महाराजांनी आपल्याला खूप काही शिकवलं, पण तू त्यातलं काही घ्यायचं असेल ना तर फक्त आपण एकच घेऊया की आपण सर्व एक आहोत.
I have brought my friends here who live in Canada, who live in Europe, who live in the USA. I have taught them about Maharaj. I have taught them about you. And I told them how I love both him and you. We are one.
मी कॅनडा, युरोप, अमेरिका या सगळ्या इथून आलेल्या माझ्या मित्रांना मी सोबत आणले. ते USA मध्ये राहतात. मी त्यांना महाराजांबद्दल खूप काही शिकवलं. मी त्यांना तुमच्याबद्दलचं प्रेम त्यांना दर्शवलं आणि त्यांना सांगितलं की महाराजांवरती आणि या लोकांवरती खूप प्रेम माझा आहे.
Now, over 50 years after Maharaj is no more, his ideas continue to grow. We continue to affect the world.
आता 50 वर्ष होऊन महाराज आपल्यात नाही, परंतु महाराजांचे विचार अजूनही आपल्याकडे सभोवताली फिरतायत आणि ते कधीच थांबत नाही, कारण की आपल्यात अजूनही महाराज जिवंत आहेत.
That positivity continues to go across the world. On each wave in the ocean, the message spreads, we are one.
जशी समुद्राची लाटा कधी संपतच नाही, ती वाढतच असते, तशीच महाराजांचा प्रेमाचा संदेश हा सुद्धा कधीच थांबणार नाहीये, तो फक्त वाढणारा आणि वाढणारच आहे.
माझे प्रिय बंधू आणि भगिनीनो, माझा ऐका. परदेशी लोकांनी ग्रामगीता शिकली तर अतुला किनिया भारतातील महान लोक ग्रामगीता जगू शकतील. आपल्या भारतातील लोक करून विदेशी लोक योग शिकले आणि म्हणून भारतातील लोक त्यांचे स्वप्न साकार करण्यासाठी काहीही करू शकतात. जर माझ्यात मराठी बोलण्याची ताकद आहे तर माझ्यात सोबत बोलण्याची ताकद तुमच्या असू शकत नाही का? आम्ही एक आहोत. माझं तुमच्यावर प्रेम आहे. Together, we're more powerful than we are separated because we are one. 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 Jai Guru, God bless you. Peace unto you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request respected Honorable Pushpatai to please express the gratitude on the behalf of Akhil Bharatiya Shri Gurudev Seva Mandal.
1 minute. I know we are so late, but still I request. Yeah. The lady, she is coming from USA. And she was waiting. So what I will do, please, you have it.
Will you stand with
Yeah,
me?
yeah. No, I'm giving you my time. And then, you do it now, you start it. Because,
My name is Jane, and I am from New York, USA. Jai Guru, I love you. When I see your faces here today, I am reminded of the positive energy of the world. That energy is hope. Tukdojimaharaj sang, spoke, and wrote of hope. He believed in hope in our villages and for humanity. Many of us traveled long distances to get here today to honor him. That is hope. Hope comes from our hearts. Hope is everywhere around the world. When we see the good in others, we have hope. When we volunteer to help the children and the elders in our villages, we have hope. And when we are kind, we have hope. When you find hope, share it. When you see hope, smile. When you hear hope, declare it. When you walk with hope, find others, and you will never walk alone. There is strength in hope. There is strength in willpower. We see it here today. We
are one. Oh my dear.
धन्यवाद.
You are looking so smart in sari. You are looking.
Yes.
She is wearing Indian dress, and she's and you are looking so smart. So welcome here in Tukdoji Maharaj Ashram.
आपण
आपल्या
सर्वांनी
साडीमध्ये त्या ताई आलेल्या आहेत आणि त्या आपल्या ताई ओ माय
आपण सर्वांनी महाराजांचे विचार जिवंत ठेवून तुम्ही इथे बसून इतका वेळ दिला, तुम्ही ऐकून घेतलं, त्याबद्दल आम्ही सगळे विल पॉवर वॉरियर्स तुमचे आभारी आहोत. धन्यवाद. थँक्यू सो मच.
ऐकून घ्या, आमचे आभार मानू नका. तुम्ही हजारो किलोमीटरवरनं पैसे खर्च करून आमच्यापर्यंत आलेले आहात. आम्ही एका शब्दात तुमचे धन्यवाद मानतो. यू केम फ्रॉम सच अ फार वे, स्पेंडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ मनी for Tukdoji Maharaj and to see his people. So you are welcome again and again and again. And I am giving my, from Rashtra Sant Tukdoji Maharaj institution, thanks, thanks, thanks. And welcome here. Jai Guru! Jai Guru! Jai Guru! Now it's over.
उपस्थित सर्वांना नम्र विनंती आहे, या ठिकाणी यानंतर होणारा पुढील कार्यक्रम